Walk through any busy local market and you will notice something specific happening at every stall. Two vendors side by side might be selling the exact same type of yams, yet asking for completely different amounts of money. In economics, we define price as the precise monetary value or amount of money assigned to a good, service, resource, or asset. It acts as the necessary bridge between two people. Price represents the cost that a buyer must pay to acquire an item. Simultaneously, it acts as the exact revenue the seller receives for giving that item up. It is an objective numerical rate, separate from the subjective feeling of value. That agreed-upon number is the mechanism that facilitates exchange. Without it, the daily transactions that keep a market economy functioning cannot occur. This animated scale shows how prices are determined by two competing forces: demand and supply. High demand and limited supply pushes prices upward. Conversely, abundant supply forces prices to fall, continuing until reaching an equilibrium price where quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. Prices fluctuate continuously to correct imbalances, acting as a thermostat that regulates the competing pressures of the market. Beyond facilitating a single exchange, prices act as a communication network. They broadcast information to everyone in the economy about where resources are scarce. Look at this diagram linking a rising price trend to a green traffic light. While a high price tag is frustrating for a consumer, it sends a crucial command to producers. It signals that society needs more resources in that specific sector. If the price of tomatoes rises due to high demand, a farmer reading that market signal will logically plant more tomatoes the next season. The high price provides the financial incentive to shift their resources, land, labor, and fertilizer, toward the scarce good. The high price motivates sellers to increase production, which eventually brings more supply to the market and solves the initial scarcity. These large-scale market adjustments reach the individual level, forcing us to make daily trade-offs as consumers. Look at these price tags on different varieties of rice. Though fulfilling the same basic need, these varied values represent different costs to acquire them. Because most buyers operate with a fixed amount of income, these tags dictate consumer choice. We evaluate our budget against these numbers to decide what goes into our cart, directly impacting which brands succeed or fail. Let's test this logic. Think about your daily commute. If a new transport service opens along this route, drawing passengers away, what must happen to the older services' fares to remain competitive? Their prices must fall. Price is the practical filter where individual financial constraints interact with market supply, dictating everything from our meals to our travel. Here is a checklist for your market investigation. Check prices, note vendor differences, and guess why variations exist based on supply and demand. Most importantly, complete step 4. Observe the effects. Watch how buyers and sellers change behavior based entirely on those price tags. Price is the monetary value assigned to an asset, determined exclusively by the push and pull between demand and supply. It functions as a communication system that signals value, guides resource allocation, and drives the daily decisions of buyers and sellers. By tracking these numbers, we can track the health and direction of the entire economic ecosystem, observing exactly how human needs are met through exchange.